Donkey Kong as well, to send them down to Earth and to destroy, or just to kind of have jokes with us. And what we have is we have Kevin James, who I thought was really funny until this film.
As the President of America.
As the President of the United States of America. He called on his best mate, who he used to play video games with, Kevin, Adam Sandler, and the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
The guy from... don't know why he ever made this film. The guy, he's got such a great career going on right now. He's he's the guy from Game of Thrones. He's in it as well. And then yes, Olaf from Frozen is in it as well. Yeah. Olaf. And what we have is what felt like a 4 or 5 hour long epic film. No, it's about 105 minutes. It's not that long. Yeah, is it as bad as everyone says? No, it's not as bad as what everyone says. But what? Oh no, it is worse than what everyone thinks. So what did you think? Is it as bad as everyone? Should it get the rep that it's got?
Well, yeah. People have really not liked this film, have they?
No.
I think I saw a Metascore of 16 out of 100. 16. I might be wrong, or maybe it's changed by now, but
it's even lower.
That's pretty low.
That is low.
Well, you said it already before we started recording. It's not funny.
It's not. I remember the trailer. I remember seeing that and thinking, this. I mean, I love the idea of having these games coming to life, but it's just, with Kevin James, with Olaf, the snowman, with Adam Sandler.
He's pretty good. I quite like his character. Yeah.
The trailer just didn't look funny. It's really bizarre because you want a few gags in the trailer, and so it didn't excite me, the film. I like the idea of seeing Centipede, Pac-Man, and Frogger.
Yeah, that's what I liked from it, really.
And that was the only reason why I'd go to watch the film, and that's kind of why I went. Spent all my hard-earned money on it. My million.
I mean, in a way, the trailer reflected the film well, because I think a lot of people were disappointed that it wasn't funny, for one thing. But if the trailer showed that it wasn't funny anyway, then what were they expecting?
That's a good point. Yeah, a valid point there.
So, yeah.
I feel like it's a film you made, and you're telling me don't expect it to be funny.
Exactly, don't expect it to be funny. The thing I was looking forward to is definitely the computer games, 3D animated computer games in the sky attacking. And to be honest, it wasn't that big a deal. It wasn't that great for me either. But I don't see how it's that terrible, though. I mean, it's only terrible if you're expecting something good. I wasn't really expecting something good, so what more can you say? I mean, the story as well, the little love interest story was so bland and so obvious as well, but so expected. But what do you expect from an Adam Sandler movie? He's been making these films for so long that, they just doesn't have to put any thought into it, apparently. And yeah, maybe people thought that it was going to put in more of an effort, but obviously they just wanted to cash in on the fact that people are very into retro stuff at the moment and retro video games. So, they did all they had to make a movie and get some money in.
Yeah, I think I read some of that. The cost of the film was like 80 or 90 million US dollars, and then a further 20 million like marketing and stuff. As bad as the film has done, 100 million's not. It is for a summer blockbuster, is about right. For a film that's coming out normal time of the year, I think that's a lot of money spent. But to be fair to the film, it's made nearly like 180 million. So it's they've got some loose change out of it as well. So they've done well enough to force a sequel, if ever there was such a thing. In this scenario, I don't think it will happen. But what they could have done was they could have sent a current day / retro time capsule where they could have had some of the old games and some of the new stuff. So I think that would get kids interested a little bit more. So if you have some more recognizable characters, so everyone recognizes Pac-Man. kids of all ages. But then maybe if they had something
Yeah.
like a couple of Angry Birds in there as well,
Yeah.
to kind of mix it up, just so that for some reason the time capsule had got a bit like when Superman flies around the Earth and he goes back in time. Maybe the time capsule did something similar, and while we sent a futuristic time capsule, that's the one they received. Then we could have had Sonic, we could have had Mario, we could have had Angry Birds, we could have had a huge array of kind of newer characters. Like Wreck-It Ralph was great. They'd introduced new characters to us, but they also had M. Bison in there and Zangief. So we had a couple of characters that we all
cameos.
Those who play certain video games would kind of remember straight away the guys from Street Fighter. So you need a bit of. I think you need something for the younger generation as well as kind of the older generation. You need to mix it up a little bit, and that might.
Yeah, I mean this was a bit of a film for the oldies, wasn't it? I mean the idea I played the games in the 70s, and so now I'm worthwhile. It's like not really a great message for the kids, really. I don't know. It's more of like a dad who used to love his video games back in the day, and he's just like, oh, I'm no good at the games anymore. I suck. Oh, this movie makes me feel slightly good.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I would really love to see a completely different movie with loads of crazy video game stuff going on. Basically, a Wreck-It Ralph. A sequel to Wreck-It Ralph would be much better, I think.
Definitely.
Nice to see that.
But with this one, if they just had a few more kind of more modern day characters that kids could relate to, that might have got those kids in through the door. Obviously, stuff like
maybe.
Donkey Kong. Children may not remember Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
They might not remember Centipede, Frogger.
Oh, yeah.
All these
I
kind
can
of
see a point now, actually. Because if they had more kids getting in, then they might have got higher scores from people that didn't know what was going on.
Yes.
Didn't see the story. Because they only pulled older people, maybe, yeah. People that knew it was rubbish.
I think that's kind of one way of kind of getting around the scoring, having children come along. I was just having an Angry Bird flying at a building and just destroying the building. The kids would have loved it.
It could have been actually hilarious, couldn't it? They had the potential to be hilarious. And I think that's what disappoints people.
And they could have Donkey Kong, chucking the Angry Bird. This is we're writing the script for you guys for your sequel, pretty much right now. They could have had a bit of old and new together, and that might have kind of, like you said, the retro thing is quite cool right now, but it doesn't relate so much to box office numbers, because you want the kids to come in as well as the parents, because the parents won't just come in by themselves. They'll be like, oh, let's go watch this film about Frogger. Kids are like, what's a Frogger? Like, Dad, why are the graphics so bad?
I mean, my nephews are really into they're 8 and 9, and they're really into Pac-Man. They know Pac-Man. They're really into this sort of retro stuff. So I do think there is a bit of popularity in it at the moment, but you're right. I mean, it's not all being heard of, and just the character Pac-Man, the bit in the film with Pac-Man isn't even much related to the real Pac-Man. He just goes down the roads munching stuff.
Yeah.
Basically anything that we actually do see of the retro video games are basically cameo appearances, because they feel very short in the film and not in depth at all, really. There for show. Apart from Q-Bert's, who's cool, of course. Q-Bert's the bit at the end where there's Q-Bert babies is hilarious. Spoiler, that's the best bit in the movie, sorry.
Yeah, the 5 little kids, yeah. You kind of gave away the one big gag they had.
Sorry guys, but if you were going to have any laugh out of that film, I ruined it now. No, actually you don't know how it works, how it goes out about that, but yeah, that is fun. Yeah, I've ruined it, okay, fine. Okay, scoring then, should we give it a score?
Yeah, I think, potentially when we first got the idea, the concept behind Pixels, I was excited to see a film based on a lot of these old school video games, retro games that we we all know, like, so many people know Space Invaders and Pac-Man. To see them all come to the big screen in a big blockbuster film as well, something that Hollywood spent a lot.
Why don't you rate the trailer as well? Rate the trailer first, then what you're expecting, and then the film.
Before the trailer, I was excited, right? I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be awesome. These are some iconic characters. We've got Donkey Kong coming in there, and then you watch the trailer, and it don't know, it didn't make sense, because Kevin James running the country, the United States of America, his best mate being Adam Sandler.
That was fine with me. I don't actually have a problem with that.
And then we need them to save the world. Yeah, kind of. But the trailer just looked quite boring, I think. I don't know why. And so by the time the trailer came out, I wasn't so interested in the film. I watched the film, and it was as good as the trailer. So in that sense, it lived up to expectations.
Excellent. That's a thumbs up, guys.
It is a thumbs up. It is as the trailer has sold the film to you. So if you've gone in thinking, it can't get any worse, you're right. It can't get any worse. It is as good as the trailer. If you're coming in watching the trailer thinking, I want to see something better than that, no. It's not the film for you.
No.
That's
More the fool you. Sorry.
But
so you got a number?
To have if they had put in a mixture of the two, old and new, just so kids of this generation could have seen some of their characters come to life as well.
Movie.
And it was a different movie, different people. You know what? It is what it is. But it wasn't funny. Is it a film I could watch again? I'd only watch it for the last 10 minutes at the most, just to see some of the characters come to life. But I'd forward the rest of it. So it is what it says on that rating scale that you said. I give this a 2.
Yeah, 2. I was thinking you were going to say 2. I could hear that coming out of your mouth. I'm going to be generous and probably give it a 3. I'm not saying that's generous because it's over 2.
May I take your order?
You know what? There's nothing great about it. You can pull it apart very easily.
I like your style.
So yeah, from the trailer, I'll go back to the trailer. When I saw the trailer, I thought this is going to be. It's not going to be a great movie, but I'm going to get to see some cool characters. I didn't see the cool characters as much as I would like to have seen them, and yeah, if it was a different movie, I would definitely rate it higher. It wasn't a different movie. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't disappointed completely with it. I wouldn't pay to go and see this. I used my cinema card. If I knew what this film was, I wouldn't pay. Definitely wouldn't pay to go see this film.
Don't buy it on DVD either. Watch it on TV.
I would pay the standard sort of, no, I wouldn't pay £3 to see it. That's a lie. I'd pay £3 for a film that I actually want to see. I'd pay £1 for this film in a bargain bucket. But if you do go and see it, you've seen it. It's done. It's too late. It's not as bad as people say though. I don't think still. So it is what it is. It's crap story with some nice bits that's showing us some pixely stuff going on, some video game stuff which I love. But yeah, obviously it could have done with improvements.
Definitely. I think Adam Sandler's lucky he's got that Netflix deal now. Other than that, I don't think he had much of a career. Hollywood.
I mean, seeing him walking up to the premiere, I saw a video of that. He just looks awful. He doesn't look happy about the film at all. I don't think he's happy about making it. Not that he's got any self-respect. He looks like he's just done it, but he's not happy that he's going around doing these terrible movies.
Come on, pal, get these off.
Strange. So.
You have the right to an attorney.
So what do you guys think? I want to hear positives actually. If anyone can come up with any more positives about the movie, please do comment. Because I always see the negatives, so why not give it some positives?
Yeah, Olaf was in the film. That's a positive. He was funny.
Yeah, exactly. I don't recognise him, but yeah, he is quite an entertaining character.
So it looks different.
I mean, he's an over-stereotyped geek, but it's quite funny still. I mean, you know, I'm quite comfortable with my geekness, so I don't care. You know.